Morning. I wanted to talk today about baby sleep because it is a really hot topic, and I know when you have a baby, it becomes pretty much all you think about and all people ask you about. I spent a lot of time with my babies Googling how do I get my baby to sleep, thinking that there was something wrong with my babies because both of them, they were nearly 2 before they started sleeping through the night. So being woken constantly at night, trying to put all these plans in place, record things, analyze things. And actually, I really wish that I'd known some of the facts about normal baby sleep. I think that would have really helped me to feel like actually what's going on is really normal. And so I want to talk about that a bit today. And we'll start with talking about baby sleep patterns and sleep cycles. So when your baby is born and they're a newborn, they don't know the difference between day and night, and most of us know that, but perhaps we don't know why. So they don't have a circadian rhythm yet. That's their internal body clock. So that's the hormones being released during daylight hours to get us all awake and ready for the day. And then melatonin is the sleepy hormone, and that starts being released when it gets dark, and that makes us sleepy and gets us ready for sleep at night. And it takes about 4 months for that to develop. So by 4 months old, children are starting to get their own body clocks, and you'll start noticing that they are sleeping a bit more at night and a bit less during the day, if you're lucky. And then a baby's sleep patterns are different to an adult's because they're much shorter, and they spend more time in an active sort of dreaming state than we do as adults. So a baby's sleep cycle is usually about 45 to 60 minutes long, and adults are about 90 minutes long. So a baby falls asleep and goes straight into active sleep for about 20 minutes. And this is a sleep that they're really easy to wake up from. So if you've ever had a baby fall asleep on you and you've tried to move, and the baby's woken up straight away, that's why, because they are in a really easily rousable state at that point. And after the first 20 minutes, they go into a bit of a deeper sleep for 20 minutes or so, and then the whole cycle goes again. So if you're really lucky, if a baby feels comfortable and they're not lonely and they're not hungry or thirsty or cold or warm or whatever it is, they may transition really smoothly into their next sleep cycle and sleep for a bit longer. But often they wake up because they need you for something and they need some parental input. So their sleep cycles are much shorter than an adult. It's not until they're about 4 or 5 years old that their sleep cycles start looking like our sleep cycles as an adult, and you can start expecting them to be able to get themselves back to sleep if they wake up and not need you so much during the night. There's been a lot of studies done about infant sleep. There was a big Australian study done that looked at what seems normal for infant sleep, and I found it really interesting. So at the age of 6 months old, when I think a lot of us are expecting our babies to start sleeping through the night and to go in their own rooms and to give us a bit more sleep, only 16% of children are not waking regularly in the night. So to put that another way, 84% of 6-month-olds are waking regularly in the night and needing their parents to help them get back to sleep. So when you think about that, it's completely normal for babies to wake up regularly during the night. 84% is a big percentage. And then once they reach about 18 months, they start needing you more. So the majority of 18 months old, or a large majority of 18 months old, actually need more parental input to get them back to sleep than they maybe did for the first year and a half of their lives. And then the majority of children, I'm just looking at my notes, the majority of children they're not going to sleep regularly through the night without needing your input until they're about 2 years old. So I wish I'd known that, because my son really only slept through without waking me up for the first time when he was almost 2. That felt like a really long 2 years, but I think if I'd known that that's what I should expect and that's totally normal, it would have been a lot easier to handle. And then my daughter was about 18 months before she slept through for the first time, and even now at 2.5, it's not, I would say the majority of the time she's sleeping through without waking me up, but probably twice a week I'm going to her at some point in the night to help her get back to sleep. So it's just good to know what's normal and what other people experience as well. There was another study done that talked about night wakings, and it was mothers reporting how often their children woke in the night. And this is really interesting. So at 3 months old, 46% of children were waking regularly in the night. And I think that's probably, most of us would expect that. Then at 6 months old, that dropped down to 39%. So only 39% of children were waking regularly at night and then needing their parents to help them get back to sleep. And then the really interesting thing is, at 9 months old, when we think we should be going, if we're talking about baby sleep starting here, it should be improving, and it doesn't. At 9 months old, 58% of children were waking regularly at night. So that's a massive jump up from the 39% at 6 months old. And it seems kind of strange. You would expect your babies to just get better and better at sleeping, but actually it's completely understandable if you think about why they're waking up and think about what's going on in their lives. So we think 9 months old is often when parents or mum goes back to work. So their whole sort of routine for everyday life has changed. They may be starting at a new nursery or childminder. There could possibly be a new sibling on the way. Loads of developmental things going on, like crawling, starting to pull themselves up to try and walk, and mentally a lot of development going on. So all of that is causing them to wake more at night and needing you more. And then at about 12 months old, it starts dropping again to 55% of children waking up at night. So at the age of 1, half of children are waking, or over half of children are waking regularly at night. So it's completely normal. And I just hope that some of that really helps you understand about your infant's sleep and what's normal and what you can expect. And I'm going to pop a blog on my page as well about baby sleep myths and busting a few of those myths for you. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.